What's Christmas coming up this weekend? Do you have anything on your Christmas list? What'd you put on there this year?
No, not a big Christmas guy. Not
No.
not a Grinch per se, but it's a little overrated, a little meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Why? What do you mean?
I don't know. It's like I think I was so upset when I was a kid because it's Christmas break, right? But
Mhm.
everything's closed. So it's like you can't go anywhere, can't do anything. Why do I have this time off if I can't even go out?
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah, Christmas for me is great. I love it. I love it, obviously, for the kids. I see it through their eyes and how excited they are. But for me, it's all about Thanksgiving. That's my
Yeah.
favorite. It's become my favorite. There's no
Mhm.
pressure of gifts, and not just the pressure to give gifts, but the pressure to open gifts. I feel like there's a lot of pressure when you open the gift.
Super
You
awkward.
know? Yeah, it's weird, right? You got to love it right away. And then if you don't love it, you're not allowed to say that you don't love it.
Well, that's where your acting skills come in play, right? They come in handy. You're like, I love it. You
This is
know,
amazing.
I don't know how to fake it. My face just reads like, what? What is this?
If you're like me too, like I mean, everyone's always like, "What's the best gift you've ever got?" I'm like, mostly my family and friends, like they just give me stuff I need all the time, or they think I need. Like I'll
Uh,
get like tools, things like that, where I just go, "Oh yeah, it's yeah." I mean, it was awesome. Thank you. I love the miter saw, but like, it's not like it's just something I needed.
oh, absolutely. And I mean, but yeah, what are you going to do though? You can't say no. You can't
No,
say, like, I'm not going to use this.
no,
But
yeah,
they should know by now that you're probably not going to use this.
yeah. What's up?
Yeah, look, I don't use the saw. I pay for someone to use the saw correctly, right? Rather than cutting my own hand off or doing something like that, which is something I would do. No, get the pro in here.
Uh huh. Yeah, that's what I need. Instead of giving me a saw, just give me a gift card for a contractor.
Yeah, exactly. Now we're talking.
All right.
I
Speaking of
would be
talk,
excited about opening that project. Yo, that's what's up.
yeah, no kidding. All right. Well, let's talk about the Bears. Hit the theme song.
Let's get this crowd going now. Come on, get him up, get him up, get him up. On three. 1, 2, 3.
Lofa Tatupu is up in the mix.
Go Hawks.
I'm just about that action, boss.
Takes the snap. He's going to throw down the middle. What a catch!
It's intercepted by Lofa Tatupu.
Holy catfish!
Hey, that's great football now.
Go to work now. Let's keep playing.
Who's got my back? I got your back.
That's Lofa.
My player.
Trouble plant. Thunder. On one, ready, play.
Russell looking. Russell scrambling. Pump faking. Still looking. Now he spins out.
We got to fly, baby.
35-40. Down the far sideline. He's still moving. He's going to go.
20, 10. They do it again. Touchdown. 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 Seahawks.
Seahawks podcast on the Believe Sports Network, brought to you by Simply Seattle. Local company, family owned, right there in Seattle. They got a store on First Avenue downtown, but they also have a website. Go to shop.simplyseattle.com/believe, spelled our way, and check them out. All the cool merchandise for the Seahawks. They got some Husky stuff over there. They got a bunch of Sonic stuff. Lofa, did you know that Simply Seattle is the world's largest Seattle Supersonics store? Exclusive deals with Mitchell and Ness, all kinds of great licensing. I mean, if you're into the Sonics, and they're going to be back soon, go to simplyseattle.com, everybody, and use our promo code
Believe 10, BLEAV 10.
for 10% off all of your purchases. All right, Lofa, we gotta turn the page. We got to turn the schedule. Coming up this weekend, Justin Fields and the mighty Chicago Bears. We got to get a win, plain and simple, right? I mean, it's not like it is a must win, but it's like a no duh win, kind of.
Yeah, it's a handle your business. Like, come on, man. It's the Bears, the bad news Bears. They're 4-10. They're coming into your house. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
But they are dangerous, and like, of course, this is the time of year where everyone loves to just be the spoiler, as we saw with the Lions and the Cardinals the other day. Seemingly nothing to play for. Well, your job, that's something to play for, because there's going to be some changes made in Detroit. I'll tell you that much. But the other thing, you get to ruin somebody else's Christmas and New Year because they might drop in seeding because of that game. So that's why these games are dangerous. But we'll get into it. They have some weapons over there, and they're not to be taken lightly.
Well, let's get into it right away. What do you need to see from this Seahawks team to feel good about whatever happens this weekend? Not just a win, but like, how do they have to?
I mean, shut these guys down, like just completely. I expect to see like a Texans or what was it, Jaguars, where just a complete just stomping on the defensive side. We, run, pass, they can't get anything. That's what I expect to see, especially with a rookie quarterback. And I mean, he's made some great strides. That last game, I don't know if you saw it against the Vikings. He was pretty impressive, but they squandered a lot of opportunities, and then, they have a run game that this kid Montgomery is serious. And so, he's led me to the fantasy playoffs. So I'll be happy if they shut him down, even though he's on my team.
Are you predicting a shutout?
Yes.
Ooh, you guys could bet on that at betonline.ag. Go to betonline.ag, everybody, your only place on the internet to make sports wagers. Also, they have a 24/7 online casino, which never closes. Use our promo code.
BLEAV50, BLEAV50.
50% welcome bonus at betonline.ag, everybody. If you go all the way back on this show to after the draft, I said that Justin Fields would be the best rookie quarterback taken in this draft. I mean, there's still a whole career to go here. So, there's time. I mean, obviously not such a great season in the win-loss column, but like Lofa said, super athletic. And the Seahawks have trouble with athletic mobile quarterbacks from time to time. What do you think about young Justin Fields and his game specifically so far this season?
Yeah, I think they're probably put a little too much pressure on him. You have Montgomery, and that's a guy, big, strong, fast. Like, he can handle 20 plus carries, and he should be getting 25 carries or touches, whether it's 5 passes, 20 carries. He should be carrying the bulk of it. And he's got some great tight ends, Jimmy Graham, Cole Kmet. And for a young guy, a running game and tight ends, those are really helpful in making an impact as a rookie. And last game they got into, the offense just sputtered, it stalled. The Vikings did a good job of taking away Montgomery. I think he only ended up with like 60 yards on 20 rushes, but they started to go more up tempo. And that's something I think we need to be alert for, that he is very capable of running a 2-minute offense or a hurry up, something I thought we were going to see out of our own offense. That's, what we were told 5 months ago, but still working on it, I think.
I think, you touched on it there. I think a lot of the frustration from Seahawk fans, I can speak for myself, is that this team, Pete and the Seahawks and Russ and Shane Waldron and all of them, they keep telling us that they're going to do things that they then don't do. It's really frustrating. I don't like it. I feel like if they just did what they say they're going to do at their press conferences, we'd be fine. Except something happens when we get into the game. And so that's why, for as confident as I am about this Bears game coming up, we've been confident about other games this season that didn't go our way. Colt McCoy and the Cardinals ring a bell. So I don't know, man. I got to tell you, I'm not nervous in the way that I'm like going to predict a Seahawks loss or anything, but I don't know if it's going to be quite the stomping that everybody thinks it's going to be.
Oh, it's going to be.
Okay. All right. I like it. If it's not, what do we do then?
Well, if it's not and we lose, because I think that could be the official.
Buddy, what we need to talk about it. Like,
I'm mathematically out.
I'm not trying to put this out there or create any like sort of bad, aura or anything around this team. I'm just simply asking the question: if they go out there and lay another egg this weekend, especially against this team, especially with the season that we've had, especially with that Rams game being the game before it, what do we do?
Well, now the rumors are going to come up. The where will Russ land, next year. So,
but what about Pete? What
about Pete? He's not going anywhere. You think he's going? He's not going anywhere. Come on, man.
So you think Pete leaves before? You think Russ leaves or goes somewhere before Pete is either fired or goes somewhere else?
Yeah, I think Russ will there's a greater chance that he and his camp go somewhere than there is of Pete.
His team.
Yeah, being
His
fired.
entourage.
Yeah, because remember, Russ didn't have destinations he wanted to go to, but his team did. So, yeah, I don't think Pete's not going anywhere, and he shouldn't. John, it's one bad year in the last 12, right? Probably since, well, not the first year because we went to the playoffs even with a losing record, but the next year, I guess you'd say we probably fell short of expectations 2011 when, after the lockout went 8-8, because it was expected to be a step forward and it just kind of, I guess by one game, but we didn't make the playoffs. So, yeah. Like one bad year in 12 years. Come on, man. Like I chalk it up as an aberration, or it's not going to happen again.
All right. Well, we didn't think it should happen with this team when you look at the players they got on it and you look at the roster and all that. So I don't know. If the unthinkable does happen, do you see them sitting Russ down for the rest of the year because you'd be out of it at that point, and why not just shut it down? I mean, you risk something happening to him or something like that. I mean, what would that be a scenario you see happening?
No, I don't. You don't sit him down. And I mean, Russ wouldn't want to. At least I don't believe he'd want to.
Well, he wouldn't want to for sure. I mean, look at him. He didn't even take the time to heal from that finger properly.
Yeah,
right back in and started losing games right away.
Oh yeah, here we go. But yeah, no, I don't think that is something that they would do. He's playing. If it doesn't matter if we do get eliminated, he's still playing.
Yeah.
I mean,
who's the quarterback coach right now?
I think it's Dave Canales.
Oh, yeah.
I believe.
I don't even know, honestly. It wasn't a trick question. I just don't know.
I was like, shit, man. I was like, I'm going to go look this up.
Well, because I was gonna talk about Russ a little bit. I mean, we talked about it last episode, but I wanted to talk to you about when you're watching the game and look, guys, I'm just a fan, but when I'm watching the game too, and I know a lot of you fans out there see this because I see you guys on Twitter. And the reason I ask who the quarterback coach is because I want to talk maybe mechanics a little bit, or just, I mean, when he drops back sometimes, Lofa, he's shuffling his feet all over the place. He's throwing off his back foot. He's kind of fading backwards a lot of the time. Even when the rush isn't even, like, just at the snap of the ball, he's fading backwards all the time. He's not really that underthrow to DK. He's not like stepping into it and really giving it that Russ thing. I mean, is that something that the quarterback coach is going to talk to him about, or is that something his team needs to talk to him about?
Yeah, no, they'll go over all that, I mean,
you want his brother-in-law to go over that with him, or is like, well, I guess what I'm asking is, like, does the quarterback coach around there even have Russ's ear anymore? Because, like, what's going on with him?
Yeah, no, I mean, they go over all that, man. All right. I mean, what's going on? I don't know. Like I said, we've addressed it in a couple, episodes
he looks
now.
Tentative though, doesn't he? Doesn't he look hesitant, a little tentative sometimes to you?
Yeah, my whole thing is if you're not seeing it, clearly, the coverages, whatever it might be, if the pocket's not perfect, use the legs earlier in the game.
Yeah, it's
always fourth quarter heroics when. We need 2 touchdowns. Now he starts taking off and running. And it's like, okay, well, we could have done that all game. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, just if you do that early on, much like I always complain about the run game not being used, if you do it early on, it makes life easier and he won't have to run in the fourth quarter and we'll have a lead. And like those things kind of start to happen. So,
well, I think that's the whole problem here, man. It's like this image about Russell Wilson and the Seahawks and him always kind of winning the game or whatever. I mean, that was there at the beginning, but it hasn't been there for a while, yet that perception still persists. You hear the broadcasters during the game talking about it. Well, Russell Wilson, he'll sure come in and do it. He hasn't been able to do it lately, and I think you and a lot of Seahawks fans are just trying to figure out why. And we're all kind of at a loss. So hopefully we can see him getting it right against the Bears, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk running backs because, Rashad Penny, I mean, he missed some time during the game with like abdominal injuries or something. I don't know. The other guys were on the COVID list, Homer and
DJ Dallas?
Whoever. No, not DJ, because DJ played. It was Homer and
Adrian Peterson.
Adrian Peterson's got back.
Chris Carson.
I mean, who's going to be running the ball for us this weekend?
DJ Dallas.
How many runs for you to be satisfied as a fan watching the game?
25 plus, 25 rushes or more.
For one guy or collectively?
No, as a team. Like what we get to, I think we got to like 19 or 20, and half of
You
those.
want to see DJ just get it 25 times in a row?
Oh yeah,
I mean in a row. I'm talking about. I don't care. I shot for 3 times.
I mean, shit. Half of our rushes came on that 11-play drive where we scored our only touchdown.
I know.
Hello.
On the ball. They got on the ball. Yeah. Adrian Peterson, he came in, he looked good in that one game. He had some back issues. We'll have to see what goes on this weekend. But running the ball is clearly the thing that we need to do.
Yeah, but DJ looked great out of the backfield too as a receiver. He knew protection, and then he leaked out quick. And like one of that one where Russell looked like he was down and he like underhanded it to him. That was awesome. And it's just he's a good football player. Can do it all. And just give him a chance. And I think that's the thing. We just get so scared when it's down to him because what is he, second year? And it's, and I mean, this is the same thing when he was in Miami. Guy averaged like six plus a carry. They just never gave him the ball. It's like, it's not the kid's fault. It's your fault.
Yeah. Give him a chance. Right. And hopefully Lockett will be back. So, he'll bolster the receiving core there. But, even without Lockett there, they have the talent to be more competitive or at least make better plays at wide receiver. I mean, come on, like going back into the past, you had Doug Baldwin, Jermaine Kearse, 2 undrafted guys who were just, always making it happen. And now we got D. Eskridge, who's high draft pick, DK, pretty high draft pick. I mean, come on.
I mean, but I think, we get confused or like, oh, well, he was undrafted, so like anybody can do it. No, Doug Baldwin should have been drafted in the mid rounds.
Sure.
Jermaine Kearse should have been drafted in the mid rounds.
Sure.
But because of the value percentage or place that, the draft and combine holds, that's why, because Doug was deemed too little. And then here we go, a couple of years later, Tyler Lockett, same exact size, same speed, maybe a little faster, in the 40, but Tyler goes second round or third round, whatever it was. So it's like, and so I think there's like a lot of people say, oh, well, it's very misleading when you say, oh, well, we had undrafted guys in the past, and now we got drafted guys. So the expectation is there that these guys should be outperforming the guys that weren't drafted. But we're talking about 2 of the best football players that we had in the last 10 years on that dynasty team. So
absolutely. Yeah. Well, I think even at the time when we were, in our heyday there with them, like I think us as fans, I mean, of course, everyone loves Doug Baldwin, everyone loves Jermaine Kearse, of course. But I think we even didn't really appreciate what they were doing at wide receiver. I mean, I remember even during those days that the talk was, what we need is a big superstar wide receiver. And now we've got, a big strong superstar on commercials, good looking dude, coloring his hair, all that. We got the big superstar wide receiver, and look at what we've got. So No,
that's really what it comes down to, is like you're saying, underappreciation for what we had, and but also, the allocation of our picks and our money where it was spent.
That's where I was going to go next, actually.
Okay, yeah.
I again have no notes for this episode because the Rams game pissed me off so much. But yeah, that's right. I'm still upset about the Rams game. But anyway, I wanted to talk about draft picks, and you and I have been talking off microphone all season about that we need to get into this at some point, the recent drafts and John and Pete and all of that, because I don't know, man. I mean, a lot of these picks, a lot of the drafts in the last few years, not really panning out, and that's a big problem with this team, and I think we're seeing that come to fruition now.
I think not staying healthy has been first and foremost. All right. I mean, you're looking at, Rashad Penny, not healthy. Malik McDowell, not healthy, but gets healthy, and now he's balling for somebody else. Darrell Taylor missed his first season. He's balling now, right? He looks great. And, Collier missed his whole rookie season. So, there's a lot that goes into that. It's not like we're just completely missing or whiffing on picks like a lot of people believe. It's the injury bug, man. And, it sucks, but the players that we have picked have not been bad. They just haven't been. I mean, D. Eskridge, he's been out
Well, but it's not just injuries, because a lot of people look at Nick Chubb running all over people, and you go, you could have had him. Instead, they took Penny, and Penny's always out. And again, it's not Penny's fault he keeps getting hurt, but it's just easy to see right in front of us. You look at Travis Kelce. Do you know who got taken one pick before Travis Kelce?
No.
Christine Michael.
Well, you can always go back and play this game, though, right? Oh,
no, I know.
So got picked. Well,
I know, but when we were having success, they were hitting on draft picks.
If you told me it was a tight end that we picked, and then Travis Kelce was picked, then I'm like, okay, wait a minute.
Yeah, but I'd take Travis Kelce overall. You go back and do that draft over again, he'd be way higher anyway.
I get it, but what I'm saying is there's not really a missed opportunity if we didn't take the guy at that same position at that spot.
All right, I hear you. I'm just trying to point out that when we were doing well, they were hitting on a lot of these draft picks, even late round draft picks.
Well, no, I think.
LJ Collier's a healthy scratch half the time.
But if you want to go to that, level of thinking, you really should turn your attention to free agency, because I don't care how good someone's been. There's been a disconnect when we brought him here.
Yeah.
Well,
and how about the fact that a lot of guys don't even come here now? You had some free agents this season who were on the market. There'd be a rumor that the Seahawks were interested, or that they'd be interested in the Seahawks, Odell Beckham, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then they don't end up signing here. And I'm wondering if they're not signing here for a reason. Do these players and their agents and their camps, their teams, their entourages, do they see something wrong with the Seahawks right now?
Well, no, but look, I think that goes hand in hand with what I'm saying is, look at the track record of former, guys, Percy Harvin, one of the most talented guys, only lasted a year here, right? He wasn't really healthy for much of it. And then I think in the second or third year, they just, he released him. But
that was Golden Tate's fault, wasn't it?
I don't know. We got a Super Bowl, though. I'll say that much. We got a Super Bowl, right?
I think there were some behind the scenes things with Percy, though.
So then you go, and even when I was coaching, we go and get all-world Jimmy Graham, and then we seemingly don't use his talents the way. He was on a trajectory to end up with 150 touchdowns, and somehow we found a way to not utilize it.
That one. What's weird about the
Daven Clowney?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was just going to say what's weird about the Jimmy Graham thing is you look up and he holds the record for touchdowns by a Seahawk tight end, with the team. So it's misleading where you go well, no, he got a lot of touchdowns. But if you think back on it, you remember those games. We were not using him the way we should.
Just split him out wide.
Yeah.
Just throw it up. That 6'8" with a 40-inch vertical.
Well, does it remind you of someone named DeKalen Zacharias Metcalf right now?
he's 6'4" with a 40-inch vertical.
I'm just saying, you got a big guy, you line him up out there, and you kind of don't the ball.
But I'm just saying, this could be Jadeveon Clowney. Comes in for a year, and then now he's with I think Cleveland right now, and he's playing well. And so I don't know, but free agents, Jamal, he had a great introductory year, right? His first year, and then this last year, I don't blame him for getting hurt. That shit happens, but it was not going smooth in terms of the way we were using it. I'm trying to think, has there ever been someone that just came in and didn't miss a beat? I'd say Quandre Diggs is the only one that we traded for him. We love him. He's been crushing it. And now we're going to lose him in free agency. That's that's the irony of it all.
Yeah. Quandre, maybe Cliff Averill, guys like that. But you're right about Quandre. Quandre is right now, especially, a better safety than Jamal Adams. Quandre Diggs might be the best safety in the NFL. He leads all safeties with interceptions this year. The guy's an absolute ball hawk. He hits hard, all that. He wanted a new contract. They said no because they wanted to get Jamal's done. They get Jamal's done. He underperforms. Now he's out. And now we're going to lose the guy in Quandre, who's the guy we need.
Yeah. That's going to be tough to stomach because, someone's going to throw a lot of money at him. And, even if we match, I can't fault him for leaving because we had every opportunity to sign him to a long-term deal. And so this is the nature of the beast. It's just business.
What about the current contract situation in general? I texted you about this. We got obviously a lot of money wrapped up in Russell's contract, but now a ton of money wrapped up in Jamal's contract. You have a lot of the cap going towards these two players, but we're seeing all the deficiencies in the rest of the team when you do this kind of thing right now. And it's like I said, coming to fruition. I don't know where you go from here. If those guys don't restructure or something like that, aren't we just doomed to have more of these seasons as we go through their contracts right now, as they play these things out?
Yeah. I mean, you're cap stricken, and it's tough, but that's business, man. And so I don't expect like Russell to restructure. Well,
how come Tom does? And he's the GOAT.
Who? Never heard of him. No.
I mean, Russell, look, but you talk about it. Russell's interested in his legacy, of course. Who wouldn't be? Why wouldn't you restructure if it gives your team a better chance to win Super Bowls? Is this about your paycheck, or is it about winning?
Well, a lot of the times, they have agents that they defer to, and the agents, what do they get paid? Oh, my guy's the number one paid guy. That's
and brother-in-laws, sister-in-laws, second cousins.
But that's what agents go by. They're going to say that's their pitch to the next, young Russell Wilson. It's like, well, I got Russell the highest contract, because otherwise, the kid's going to be like, I don't give a shit. Like, you don't even have a guy in the top 5. Get out of here. And
yeah, but I have an agent. I'll tell you. I mean, I have an agent. You had an agent. The agent works for you. You're the boss. You're the client.
It's a little different when you're the highest paid and you're the $35 million a year guy.
Yeah, but if you're the highest paid, if you've gotten that contract in the past, your agent can still say, I got Russell Wilson his, giant contract. And then you know what else I did for Russell? Russell asked me to restructure so that the team could be more competitive and so that he could win more Super Bowls, and then I did that afterwards. Russell is the boss here. He could do whatever he wants.
And see, this is the thing, though. Restructuring always doesn't promise more Super Bowls. So
yeah, but in the eyes of the fans,
it sounds good.
It goes a long way in the eyes of the public, though.
Sounds good. But it doesn't mean that you're going to get a Super Bowl.
Well, do you remember Kobe down here in LA? R.I.P. to Kobe, obviously a legend, greatest of all time. But after they won that last finals, and then he got this like big new deal, even though he was kind of older and whatever, it really hamstrung the team for a long time. And true blue Lakers fans, they were really upset about it down here. And it's just kind of like I kind of see this same thing going on here, where it's like, man, you're really killing us here with this thing. I mean, if you're really that guy who loves Seattle and wants to stay in Seattle and wants to be here for 20 years and you want your legacy and you want your number 3 hanging in the rafters someday, then you got to kind of do something to help out the team here, don't you?
You would like them to, but you can't tell a guy how to handle his business. This is his.
Well, we wish he'd do it on his own. Nobody tells Tom to do it. He just does it, and then they just keep winning Super Bowls. No?
Are you going to decide where that money's allocated? If you're the quarterback? Like,
no.
If I'm going to give back half of my salary, I want all going towards O-linemen. I want all going towards – well, I'm just saying. If that's
First of all, if you're going to give back half your salary, let me be your agent, because I'm not telling you to give back half.
What are you saying? You're saying we don't have enough money to go around, so where do you think that money's going to come from? The restructuring, yeah, it'll help us from a cap standpoint, but you still have to pay that'd be like me as a linebacker saying, or like Bobby, like, hey, well, if I'm going to restructure, you better I better get some weapons. I mean,
well, yes. Well, Russell asked for weapons. They didn't go get him anything. They got him Gabe Jackson. That was it.
Yeah, but I'm saying if I have to restructure, can you please get some weapons for me?
No, I understand that. I'm just saying that you could do this quietly. You could do it in a way that makes sense for everybody, and you might be able to get some more talent and free agents and all the things that we're talking about. I mean, you're not going to be able to get them if he continues. I mean, buddy, if he goes to not restructure, but if they go to like re-sign or do something different right now, what does Russell Wilson ask for? He can't ask to be the highest paid quarterback in the league based on the last 2 or 3 years, can he?
Someone's going to pay him like that. Dude, he's got 10 years of winning. He's had 1 year of a non-winning record. And technically 3 of those losses he did not play in. So he actually doesn't even have a losing record.
Yeah, but he's got 1 Super Bowl. The next Super Bowl, we all know what happened there. And then he's got early exits in the playoffs ever since. And that Super Bowl was in his 2nd season. It's time for him and the Seahawks to stop resting on those laurels of 2012, 13, 14, 15 and start realizing that it's 2021 and shit has changed.
Guarantee you, He will get $40 million a year in a new contract somewhere else. Guaranteed.
Well, somewhere else, fine. I mean,
Yeah.
at that point, I say let Russ walk. That's where I'm going to make the T-shirt, dude. I'm going to
make the T-shirt.
Well, at that point, would you want the Seahawks to resign Russell Wilson, the Russell Wilson we have right now, for $40 million a year?
It's the going rate, bro.
That's not what I asked you.
That's what I'm telling you.
But would you want them to do that?
No, I'd say at that point you gotta start over.
Okay.
You gotta let Russ go, and you hope that, like, thank you for all the great memories, the decade of dominance and the Super Bowl, and more importantly, all the stuff you've done off the field for the community. But you gotta wish him well and just say, hey, we have to start over now. So this is how we're going to do it.
You can see why that's so frustrating for a lot of fans who will never, ever even get even close to seeing these kinds of checks and that kind of money and these kinds of endorsements and celebrity and all of that stuff. How much is enough? We want wins. He wants wins. It just seems like there's a way that you could kind of get all this done and still make plenty. I mean, come on, Russell Wilson is never going to spend all the money that he's made. Is it always just, I mean, Sierra alone brings in as much as Russell does, probably. Like, I mean, he could not make another dime from the Seahawks and probably never spend all that money.
Yeah, that's fine, but you look around the league, man. Like you said, only one guy does it. All right? I mean,
I know.
I mean, there's several other.
But he wins, and he wins Super Bowls.
Yeah. I mean, but then, okay, look at the importance of Aaron Rodgers to that team.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not in there for one game, and they lose with a first-round pick that's been learning under his wing for the last 2 years. Like, this is the guy you chose to replace me with, and he can't even. I don't even know if they scored a touchdown that game. And you get Devontae Adams, you got the running game. Like, it wasn't like he doesn't have weapons over there. So I mean, Aaron Rodgers, not to get off topic, but his bargaining power just got a lot stronger come this offseason.
Well. Okay, but like, what about Aaron Rodgers? Because he obviously has a huge contract and big quarterback, well paid, and all that. But the Packers keep winning. So what is it with the Seahawks then?
Aaron Rodgers has a top 5 defense. No, that's not it. He's been winning. They are top 5. They're top 10 in 2 categories and top 5 in scoring or something. But yeah, he's finally got a defense which is comparable to the one he had back when they won it. In what 2010, I think it was. And he's got real help. And
well, if we were winning, look, if the Seahawks right now were 10 and whatever they'd be or whatever, nobody'd be asking these questions, just like the Packers. They're winning, so no one asks the questions. But when you're losing and kind of losing consistently and losing badly, and you're the quarterback, which everyone says is the number one position in all of pro sports, the most important in all of that, well, you're not getting the job done. So why should we pay you $40 million? I don't know. It's
one bad season, everybody panics.
Has it been one bad season though? That's really my.
Yeah, we were 12-4 last year, and he was cooking. He was cooking great.
12-4 last year, and then go out to the Rams and
they came to us actually.
Jared Goff.
They came to us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who would have thought knocking out their quarterback that had only been there for 2 weeks would have been the worst thing that happened to us last year.
Oh, man. Lightbox, everybody. I don't have a smooth transition. I'm just going to tell you that Lightbox lab-grown diamonds are the best in the biz. They've unlocked the science of sparkle. And I know that the holidays are almost over, but New Year's is coming up. And so why not make a resolution to get yourself something sparkly? Get some bling-bling, like Lofa and his buddies back at USC used to say. Right?
What?
That's an old school kind of term, right? Bling-bling? You guys were probably talking about bling-bling back then.
I took mine in cash, bro. What?
Wait, from USC? Uh-oh.
Oh.
Lightbox.com, everybody. Go to lightbox.com. They're $800 a carat, which is significantly down from the kinds of diamonds that come from the ground. These ones are the same chemical makeup. They're just made in a lab. What are you, too good for lab-grown diamonds? Go to lightbox.com, everybody, and check it out. Even Leinert would love these things. He's got some flash to him, doesn't he? No? You don't know?
Probably more of a Reggie thing.
That's more of a Reggie.
He had the earrings and stuff.
Hey, Frosty? Frosty Rucker.
Frost Ruck for sure.
Oh, yeah, he rocks. Yeah, for sure. All right, well, what do you want to ask Santa for then, Lofa? Since you're not asking Santa for anything for real for yourself. What about for the Seahawks?
Just a win, man. Just
to win?
Yeah. Like, it's
come to that, huh?
It's gotten that desperate, man.
Just please win.
Yeah. I don't care if I get cold the rest of my life, Santa. Just bring me a W this weekend.
Man. All right. Well, then let's get right into it. We'll zone in our predictions, everybody. Zone in CBD, the best CBD in the game. Go to zoneincbd.com. Use our promo code
Believe, BLEAV.
For 20% off of your purchases at zoneincbd.com. You sign up for the subscription, and it just shows up to your door when you need it, like clockwork. There's no running out and having to refill the bottles or get another one or whatever. Just go to zoneincbd.com, sign up for the subscription. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. Lofa, can you guarantee that Seahawks fans will not be disappointed this weekend? I think you pretty much already
can. I guarantee victory. How about that?
Right. Give us a score then, big boy. What do you got?
27-2. And I know I said shutout, but I think they're going to shut them out. So I don't want to jinx the defense by saying it's going to be a shutout. You know what I'm saying? So 27-6. I'm going to give them 6 points, but don't be surprised if it's 27-0.
All right.
And if it is, I want you to buy me a jersey.
Is there a defensive touchdown in there, or do you think that Russell Wilson and the offense score all the touchdowns?
Yeah, I haven't thought that one through. So I don't know, man. Let's just be happy with the win. Give me your prediction.
I think Quandre Diggs gets a touchdown in this game. I think Quandre Diggs continues to ruin our lives with thinking about what happens to him next season. I think that Quandre Diggs is having the most fun out there of any Seahawk player. He's clearly just has this attitude of like, all right, well, you guys didn't want to do anything, so watch this. And he's destroying the whole league, and he's going to make our life even more miserable, but also happy, of course, with a win. I think that the Seahawks, though, don't score any points because I'm telling you, even though it's against this Chicago Bears team, there's something wrong with Russ, and there's something wrong with this offense. So I think that this game will end up Seahawks 12, Chicago nothing. I will predict a shutout.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. Seahawks 12, Chicago 0. Write it down, everybody. Take it to the bank. Yeah. You guys can leave us your score predictions on Instagram or Twitter. If you nail the prediction, we will either give you a gift card from Simply Seattle, or is the jersey still in play, Lofa? We haven't given out a jersey yet.
Whole lot of options. Options.
Prizes to be won. Go to our social media, correctly predict the score, and there will be prizes for you guys. But right now, that's a wrap for us. Let's hit the closing music and get out of here and try to enjoy our holiday weekends, no matter how meh Christmas is to Lofa.
Merry Christmas.
That needs to be on a T-shirt. We'll get that on a T-shirt from us. We'll get our guy Ryan on that.
Happy holidays on 3.
Hands in the middle, everybody.
1, 2, 3. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Woo.
Yeah, if they don't win this weekend.